Hello everyone. So in this tutorial we are going to take some basic programs of C++. So to begin, let me tell you that I am utilizing CodeBlocks IDE to write any program for our tutorials. Okay. So let's see a few basic points before we write our programs. So this entire region is called main block. int main return 0. Okay. This entire region is called main block. Every code, everything we will be writing will be inside the main block only. So from where to where our main block resides, how do we know? So wherever we have this opening bracket that marks where my main block is starting, and the closing bracket remarks where at what point the main block ends. Okay, nothing else. So in between the starting and closing brackets, I have to write my code. That's the requirement. Okay, in more detail about the entire main block as well as this return 0, this statement, I will be talking when we will move to the topic of functions. Another thing we have is this bit standard C++.h library. Okay, this is a standard library of C++. We will include in every of our program because many functionalities that we are going to use for our programs is written here. Okay, so hash include is a statement that must be written so that whatever code is written inside this bit standard C++ library gets included in our program. Okay, so now let's start by writing or by printing hello world for our this program, correct? Okay, so how do we print in C++? C++ gives me a functionality called cout. Once I write this cout, okay, I have to include two back arrows. Okay, using this C++ will get to know that okay, the user wants to print something. Okay, now suppose I want to print hello world. Okay, hello world. Let me print this hello, a space and this word. So see, this entire thing is an English statement, right? How do we represent or we print something called hello world? Okay, so to print an English statement like this, okay, any English statement that you want to print, we have to include them in between two double quotation marks. Okay, let me write it here, given. Okay, and okay, this entire thing we have written, this is the line of C++. To end this line, okay, we have done our required, whatever we required, we have done that. So now I want to end this line, that nothing else I want to do inside this line, so I have to end it using a semicolon. Okay, we have done that. These are the rules that we need to follow, correct, to make any of our programs we want. Okay, let me try running this. So if anyone is using code blocks, you have to always build and run the program so that it works correctly. Okay, we have successfully printed hello world. Okay. Inside the console, we have successfully printed hello world. Now let us have a few points. Now see, there is no concept called English statement in a C++. Okay, so what we have printed exactly? So whatever contents we have inside two double quotation marks is called a string. Is called a string. Okay, and whatever are the single constituent letters of our string is called a character. Okay, even this space that we have utilized is a character, is treated as a character inside a string. Now suppose I am to print a character. How to print a string we have seen. I am to print a character now. Okay, utilizing the same cout statements, we can do that. But how do I represent a character inside single quotation marks? Okay, whatever content I have kept inside single quotation marks is a character. Let's try running this. So we can see that okay, hello world has been printed as well as an A, character A has been printed. If I suppose want that okay, inside one line hello world will be printed and in the next line A should be printed, what should we do? We have something called endl. Endl means okay, once using cout you print hello world, you end the line here. What does that mean? Let us visualize. So if we have printed hello world, if we have printed hello world and endl is coming. Endl will tell C++ that okay, don't print on the same line anything else. Once we are done with printing hello world, don't print in the same line anything else. Go to the next line. Whatever you have to print now begin printing from the next line. Correct? Now let's see whether utilizing this endl we are able to go to the next line or not. Let me try building it again. So yeah, now you can see that hello world has been printed and successfully we have printed A on the next line. So using endl, we can go to the next line after printing anything. Okay. Now let's take some more cases of cout. If I want to print any integer, let's say, okay, let's say it's 1. Okay. How do we do that? So let's better utilize this endl to go to the next line so that in the next line of A we are able to print 1. Correct? Let me do this. Okay, so 1 is successfully printed. So if you have to print any integer like 1, okay, you can, without any quotation mark or anything, we can just print them. Okay. Okay, now a question comes. What if I print 1 like this? Okay, 1 as a character, what happens? So let me try this. Okay, still the output is same. 1 only will be printed, but now the representation that you have made here inside single quotation marks 1. This one is a character now, not an integer. Do keep in mind this. Now, another thing is that I can print inside the same line. Okay, if I want to print, okay, 1 is there. I want to print another integer here. I want to print another integer here. Okay, so we can give a space between them. Okay, you can give a space inside double quotation marks that will mark a space between any two outputs. This one is there. Okay, and let's suppose I want to print 1.1. Okay, so in between them I want to give a space. I can just give a space in between two double quotation marks that will separate these two outputs, 1 and 1.1. Let me try running this. Okay, so see, 1 and 1.1 has been successfully separated by a space here. Now see one thing, a decimal value we have successfully printed just now, that is 1.1. This one is an integer, but this is a decimal number, right? It is having something after the decimal value 1, correct? So inside C++, this 1.1 can have two kind of representation. One is called float, another is called double. Okay, we'll see them later. In our later classes, we'll see this in detail. Now, apart from endl, how can we try going to the next line? Okay, so see one thing, not only using this endl, we can go to the next line for carrying out our next printing activities. You can utilize something called /n, and that again resides between two double quotation marks. If you again do this, and let's have another cout statement called 2.333, let's say. If we have something like this, then again you will be seeing that okay, after printing 1 and 1.1 on the same line, 2.333 is coming up after the line in which we have printed 1 and 1.1. Let us try that. Okay, so you see that 1 and 1.1 has been printed in the same line as per our cout statement, and 2.333 has been printed after that. So who is doing that? This time endl is not doing the same, but this /n is doing the job for us, that after printing 1 and 1.1, we'll go to the next line using the help of /n. Now something we haven't talked about in this tutorial is where do this cout defined. Okay, so see, we are utilizing something called using namespace standard. So this functionality called cout is defined here. Okay, this standard is a namespace. What are namespaces? We will talk about them in our upcoming videos. Hope you liked it. If you liked, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for your time.